It's 365 days. Something bound to go wrong. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2025. That's crazy. It's really the new year. So as you guys can tell from the title, in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the new things that I want to implement into the new year that I wanted to share with you guys because I think it can be helpful. We can help keep each other accountable and just kind of inspire each other and get each other ready for the new year. I know this video is being uploaded after the new year has started, but it's never too late, girl. I also kind of want to do a quick little 2024 recap. So there will be timestamps along the bottom of the video if you're looking for something in specific. Yeah, let's just dive straight in. How was y'all's 2024? I don't know about you guys, but my 2024 was insane, full of surprises. I mean, first of all, I moved to a new country. That's crazy. Not only did I move to a new country, I moved to a new state. You guys know I moved to Dubai. I also moved to New York. Two things that I knew New York was going to happen. Like, New York was always on the bingo card for 2024. But moving to Dubai definitely, was kind of random. Just so, why not? So to be able to say that, I have the experience of living outside of America, I think is just really cool and something I'm really grateful to have gotten the experience for. So that was definitely a really cool perk of 2024 for me. I just really challenged myself in the year of 2024 more than I could have ever imagined in ways that I didn't even think possible. From, like I said, moving to new places to also picking up some random new hobbies. I just kind of really flipped my life on its head, but in a really good way. I know usually when people say, oh, my life got turned upside down, it's usually in a bad way. But my life needed some flipping. 2023 to 2024 was probably a really rough place for me. I felt a little distant, not only from you guys and my community, but from my friends, my family, from myself. It just really took a lot to get back in the groove and get back to me. And it's so funny that you really never stop rediscovering yourself or just discovering yourself in general. You are an ever-changing person and an ever-evolving person, whether you want to admit it, like it or not. Everybody likes to sometimes say, I'm the same me. There are parts of you that are the same, but the world, the universe, the environment, you always change constantly. And being able to adapt to that change is what's really important. And I just thank God every day that is why am I getting teary-eyed? Whoa. I just thank God that is something that I am very blessed in being able to navigate well, is change and adaptability, resilience. If you've been watching me for a really long time, I think I've always used the buzzword, or this has been my buzzword or word that I always describe myself is resilient. I make it through any and everything thrown at my way. I might really be in the trenches when it's happening, but I'm gonna make it out and I'm gonna make it look sexy, okay? Career-wise, 2024 was really a hit for me. I worked with some really crazy brands I never thought would even look my way. I went on hella brand trips. I got to go to Japan in 2024. If you don't know, going to Japan was on my 30 before 30 list. You guys know I'm a traveler. I started traveling a couple years back, heavily, and just really kind of getting out and about. But I kind of felt like I had seen a lot and I was kind of cool for a little bit. I had a few bucket list places, which were Japan and mainland Africa for me. Those are my bucket list places that I just really want to go to. And by mainland Africa, I know you're oh, Africa's a continent. I am very well aware. I'm not saying mainland Africa out of ignorance. I'm saying mainland Africa because I have been to the continent of Africa twice, but I really want to go to mainland Africa, whether that be to Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Uganda. Uganda's really high on my list, mainly because of the gorillas. Anyways, that's a whole nother story for another day. Girl, anywho. But yeah, work was just a really major hit. I got to work with some of my favorite brands, got to work with a bunch of new brands, got to go on a bunch of just really cool trips. And I also started working on a really, really cool project that I cannot wait to share with you guys. It's coming this year. So start getting hyped for it. Yeah, I started a really cool work thing. I made the most money I've ever made in my life, which is crazy. But there were some pitfalls from work as well. I've been a bit distant here on YouTube. You guys know I haven't been the most consistent queen in 2024 at all. And I have been apologizing. I'm just ready to get back to rolling out content. It's just so difficult. Not difficult. Let me not even say it's difficult. But when so many pieces were just moving in my real time life, like just for an example, moving states is already extremely kind of like difficult, time consuming, throws you off of your game. Moving to another country, trying to navigate that, girl. So yeah, 2024 was a bit rocky in the essence of consistency, but I definitely am like re-inspired. I've been a bit more consistent in these last few months. I've also been on the short form content, although they say TikTok gonna disappear. I don't know, child. But follow me over there if you like more little daily doses. I feel like I'm a bit more consistent there, only because it is short form content, so I'm able to kind of talk to y'all really quickly, little pieces, you know. And then my Instagram stories, I'm always pretty active. So now with all of that great that 2024 had, baby, she still brought her challenges. I just feel like you can't ever just have a perfectly colored year, can you? It's 365 days. Something bound to go wrong. I mean, from my house flooding, that was truly something that I just never thought that I would experience. You know, when you're just like, oh, wouldn't happen to me, or you just don't even think, like, my house flooding was definitely annoying. Like, it definitely had me stressed out for a good week. And y'all know me, I get very overwhelmed very easily. When I feel something, I feel it, okay? And I feel it real heavily. But that experience definitely showed me positive as well. Number one, make sure you do things by the book. Make sure you got insurance on all your stuff, okay? Make sure that you handle your business, because while it looked and felt and seemed extremely dramatic, like for me, I felt like the world ended. I said, oh, hell, like my roof is on the floor, and all 3 floors, they had to replace all of my hardwood in my entire house. But you know, that experience just showed me, you know what, this sucks really bad, but it's fine. I have insurance. That's what homeowners insurance is for. They came, they fixed everything got taken care of. I got brand new hardwood floors, brand new walls, brand new countertops. I mean, if anything, it was like a blessing in disguise, if you will. I wasn't living in the house, no way. All my stuff was out. So I just look at that as a learning lesson. I had complained so much about being a homeowner. If you watched my any of my vlogs ever, anytime something went wrong in that house, from small things, y'all gotta remember, I never experienced nothing major like that. The biggest thing that happened, y'all remember my water heater. Okay, the water heater episode was annoying, but it wasn't to that level. It was not to the level in which my ceiling being on the floor was. So I looked at it like, you know what? You did all that complaining about that house, and God said, okay, you want something to complain about? Hold on right quick. Not literally, but I have to look at things as lessons. I got to learn something from it. So, you know, that was a very big challenge. On top of that, y'all know my car got broken into, or attempted, because them windows don't break, baby. One thing about it, they're expensive as hell, but they do not break. Yeah, people attempted to break into my car multiple times, so I had to keep replacing my windows. That was so annoying. But outside of just the inconveniences of possessions and trying to navigate how to fix those things in such a big world as just a girl, I really did face some more personal challenges, some more challenges that actually matter. 2024 exposed me to things about myself that I wasn't even aware of. 2024 made me face things about myself so head on, for the good. I don't want to get teary. I started back therapy in 2024, which I think was probably one of the best things that I ever did. It's interesting because my therapy sessions really aren't about necessarily tackling issues per se. It's more so about expression. I've told you guys this before. I'm someone who is extremely to themselves. I'm very hyper independent. I think that's because of my upbringing, being raised by a father as the oldest daughter without my mom. I think that made me extremely hyper independent. I got it. I don't need nobody. Oh, I don't need to bother nobody with how I'm feeling. Oh, feelings are extremely emotional. You know, just that whole kind of thing. I knew why I was the way that I was, but I essentially just needed to make change so that I wasn't that way. Therapy for me was not about diagnosing the problems that I had, but more so talking about the problems that I had. Being able to express freely the things that I felt on a deeper level, right? Kind of like a friend. Honestly, sometimes you just need a friend. You just need somebody to listen. And through that, it helped make me more vulnerable to the people in my life that do matter, like my friends, my family, etc. 2024 was, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. No. This is a white shirt. I can't put it in the corner. My makeup looks so pretty. I also lost my grandfather in 2024. Girl, I did not think I was gonna be crying. In this damn here video, I said I was done crying on the internet, and I always say that, and I keep just fucking crying on the internet. Yeah. I lost my grandfather in 2024, unfortunately. But I'm just so grateful that I'm just really grateful that I am in a position in life that God has blessed me to be able to have gone home for a few weeks and spend and take care of him for that last little bit of time that he was with us. So, yeah, that happened. All right. Love you, Papa. I knew we was going to talk about the negatives of 2024, but I didn't think it was going to make me cry like this. Anywho, so yeah, 2024 definitely had her downs. I also found out I had a stalker. That's really fun. I talked about that a little bit in my chit chat like a month ago. Check that video out if you care. So that was really difficult and to navigate and to deal with, because for majority of the year of 2024 I had to deal with that situation, and it's still ongoing to this day. So 2024 definitely, she was a roller coaster, but I would definitely say that there were much more highs. I think that I've had a lot of good years. I think that my life is overall a great life, but I think that for like the first time in a long time, I can say that like, no, like my year was like great. Like I can joke around and be like, woo, 2024 kicked my ass, and like she did, but like overall, like 2024 was really like a good year for me, truly. So with that being said, I don't really want to focus too much on the negatives. I really want this video to be positive and upbeat. So enough about that. Let's move forward to what we can look forward to in 2025 and how we can make it an even better year than last year. So going into the new year, I think brings a really good sense of refreshing and restarting and a new beginning for so many people. While it's heavily criticized by some as like, oh, you need a new year to get you. Yeah, some of us do. Some people do. And that is perfectly fine. There's no better day than today to start, implementing new things to help better your life, and forget anybody who criticizes that. You are the only person who can change your life. You really are. So, and not necessarily change it as in everything needs to be changed, but if there are aspects of your life that you're unhappy with, or not even necessarily unhappy, but want to improve, it's up to you to make those changes and to recognize what needs to be done to make them. Obviously, the first thing you have to do is assess what needs improvement, what needs to change. And for some, the list is very long, and for some, the list is really short. It's really up to you. It's about your life and what you're seeking and what fulfills you. I think that looking at your life, things that you want to change, goals that you may have, I'm going to share a few of mine with you guys because I think that it can help us keep each other accountable. And also, I want to hear like what you guys are trying to do in 2025. So I definitely suggest that you write your goals down. Putting it on paper is the best way to like solidify it. I definitely think that when making goals, you want your goals to be something that you can attain, something that is attainable while still being challenging, and something that you can monitor your progress for. So it has to be tangible. You need to be able to have a kind of an end goal date in mind, and you need to have some way of tracking your progress in reaching said goal. So my first goal that you guys are very aware of is learning Spanish. I made this goal last year and I failed at this goal. While I did my Duolingo for about 7 months out of the year, that Duolingo ain't teach me nothing. I got some vocab words. Like I could say maleta all day. I know suitcase, I know mesa, I know a bunch of random vocab words, but baby, can't speak a lick of nothing. So I said, you know what? I keep saying this is a goal. What can I do to actually learn Spanish? So you know what I did? I enrolled in Spanish classes. I had my private Spanish classes at the top of the year, you guys know, or at the end of 2024. I completed those. Yay. And now I was able to be able to enroll in the upcoming semester starting next week for my group Spanish classes to like actually like take this to another place. So that is one of my goals. So not only did I make it a goal, I initiated making sure that I can reach said goal. Now, I didn't put to be fluent in Spanish because I just didn't know if that was like actually like attainable by the end of the year. But I just simply said improve my Spanish. That's my goal. And to improve my Spanish, I really put my money where my mouth is, and I'm improving it. So I'm really excited for that. So that's like a smaller goal of mine, like something that I'm working towards. I also kind of break up my goals into like categories, kind of like fitness and health, and then like lifestyle, education, if you want to use that, creative, relationships, familial bonds, just kind of mental health, kind of like everything, right? So under my fitness goals, I do have being active at least 3 times a week, every single week. Now, this is something that can range from running to Pilates to walking to stretching, yoga, you name it, hiking, swimming, anything. I just need to be active and not sedentary for at least 3 times out of the week. I feel like I'm a pretty consistent, active girly. Like, I feel like I'm already been doing that, to be really honest with you. I really enjoy going for walks. Y'all know I've been running. I really like my Pilates. So this is something that's kind of already a part of my life, but I wanted to put it on my goal list just to make sure that I'm doing it every single week. Because sometimes I do get in ruts and I don't do it. And I want to hold myself accountable and making sure that that is something that I can still do, and it makes me feel better. Piggybacking off of the fitness goals, I want to run another half marathon this year. Technically, I have 2 half marathons. Now, y'all know what's crazy is I got the opportunity to run in a really big marathon this year, but I just don't think I'm ready. I don't know. I haven't given an answer yet on if I'm going to do it, and there's still enough time for me to train for it, but I'm just so scared. 23 miles is crazy. Or is it 26? I don't even know how long a real marathon is. I just need to stick to my little 13.2 because anyways, girl, that is another one of my goals is to run 2 more half marathons. I'm actually in the works of running. Oh, actually, I'm in the works of running 2 more marathons. So that's going to get ticked off. I'm already training for one now. So I actually have an 8.5 mile run today when I'm done with this video. Gotta take all my pretty makeup off and go run that damn marathon, child. And then another part of my health fitness goals is to cook for myself at least 3 times a week. And by cook for myself, I mean cook all my meals for myself at least 3 times a week. This is another thing that I kind of already do. If you follow me on Instagram or watch any of my vlogs, y'all know I like to cook. Personally, I love going in the kitchen and cooking. But again, sometimes I get really lazy. But I'm really good about cooking like breakfast or dinner, or maybe both of those, but then I'm ordering something for lunch. And I'm trying to like go the whole day prepping what's in my kitchen. Not only like to save money because eating out is so expensive. Those are some of my like health and fitness goals for the year. And then I have some financial goals as well, which I'm not going to go too crazy into that, but one of them is to add another stream of income for myself, which I am in the process of doing. It's just learning new things and new ways to make money is sometimes difficult, and it takes a lot of effort. And then using your money to make money for you is scary. It's scary. But we're in the process of doing that. And I will talk a little bit more about that once I feel like once I'm comfortable in sharing information. I don't know much about the zone that I'm entering just yet. I'm very, beginner. I'm a bit ignorant to some things, so I'm learning. And once I do, I will definitely come on and share any information that I find valuable with you guys, that I feel comfortable sharing that. You know what I mean? I think when it comes to advising people about their money, leave that for the professionals, okay? And once I really understand what I'm doing with mine, I'll share it with you. But in the meantime, yeah. And one of my last like really big goals, and this is gonna sound so silly to so many people, but I turned 30 years old this year. Oh my God, why am I about to cry? So I turned 30 years old this year, which is a huge like milestone birthday. I think, especially as women, I feel like 30 is just like, like I just cannot wait. Well, I can wait, but like I'm excited for 30. I feel like your 20s are messy and kind of all over the place, and 30 just feels so much more like secure and like just good, right? But anyways, I'm turning 30 in June. And one of my New Year's goals is to actually plan and celebrate my birthday. And I know someone's like, girl, what the do you mean? Like, I definitely have seen you celebrate your birthday. I'm not saying I have never celebrated my birthday before. What I am going to say is I am not a birthday person, and I do not. Y'all know the people who are like birthday people. They're like, girl, we going here. Here's the schedule. Here's the date. I know what I'm wearing. This is happening. This is happening. Like, just that person. I feel like to be that person, you're so secure within yourself and your place within people's lives. I admire it so much. To be able to say, it's my day, and all of these people love me because they do, and say, this is what we're gonna do, come out and celebrate with me, I think it's so beautiful, and I want to be that person. So for my 30th birthday, I don't know what, but I want to celebrate my birthday. Truly, I want to call all my friends together and tell them this is what we're doing. And I'm not saying again that I've never celebrated my birthday with my friends. I have. Multiple times I have celebrated my birthday with my friends, but not of my own doing, and with a lot of pushback from me. If you ask anybody who know me, any of my friends, anything you ever seen me do for my birthday, I'm gonna tell you right now, oh, it was please don't. And it wasn't like that fake, oh my God, no, like don't. I'm dead as serious when I say please don't. So with that being said, for my 30th, that is a really big goal for me, because it is also just going to show so much growth for myself as a person. And yeah, so I'm just, that's one of my little goals. So comment down below any of your goals that you guys are comfortable sharing with me, because I would love to hear what y'all got going on. Yeah, and I think it can also inspire each other. I think hearing your goals and other people's goals also can make you say, maybe I want to do that for myself. Actually, that's smart. Like, let me check that out. Now that we kind of have like the tangible goals out of the way, let's kind of talk a little bit about the like non-tangible or intangible. Ooh, word of grammar police. Let's talk about things that aren't necessarily so easy to track and aren't like tangible things that are still goals for us. So for me, a really big goal for me in 2025 is to lessen my anxiety and be more comfortable opening and expressing myself to those that I love and those around me. So these are two things that I have already actively been working on, and actively kind of, I know again, it's not something that I can quite literally like track and trace, but I definitely have seen improvement in those areas for myself. Even sometimes you guys comment that you feel improvement in at least like the anxiety aspect. And yeah, I just got really, really sick and tired of just kind of like constantly living in like a state of fear or just like stress, like this like high stress, like fearful like thing in the back of my head. I'm just like, you know what? You pissing me off, if I'm being really honest. Like, you're actually like, I don't like that. And so I just kind of really started like navigating ways to help alleviate those things, like being bluntly vulnerable with those around me, because for so long I wasn't vulnerable really at all. Don't misunderstand. I'm not saying people didn't know anything about me or I never cried in front of my friends, but I mean like really, really get into the core, okay? I had a very unfortunate experience happen to me, or not happen to me. That sounds so like victimizing. I was like in a situation or whatever, and I realized like nobody know what's going on with me. None of my friends, nobody has any idea. And I had to have a sit down with my friends, and I was like, look, moving forward, bitch, we gotta talk, because this cannot fly anymore. And I had like a breakdown with them, and they were like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, bitch, like. So those are just like two areas of my life that I felt like actively kind of caused stress and just negativity in my life that was just unnecessary. And it was so self-sabotaging. Like, it's self-induced. It's all me. It's not like, oh, someone's doing this to me and I don't know how to handle it. No, like it's me. You know what I mean? So I have already started addressing these issues, and I plan to continue addressing these issues through therapy, like we already talked about. Also, consistent journaling. And I have found that journaling beyond just like, this is how my day was today, I find that prompted journaling is so good for me. Oh, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But just want to put that tidbit out there. Meditation is a new thing that I am trying out. I still cannot get past about 10 minutes of meditation, but I feel like I need to like force myself to keep doing it because I do feel like it helps with anxiety. And I feel like the reason you can't meditate is because you're anxious. So if you meditated, you wouldn't be anxious. But then I could meditate if I wasn't anxious. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyways, the meditation is still like stop and go, girl. Like I'm trying. But obviously too, getting closer with God. I don't like to talk about this too much on my channel because it's a very touch and go subject for so many people. If you believe in things, I feel like you should deepen your connection with those that you believe in. And so with that being said, I will share some of the resources that I'm using going into this year. But yeah. And the last one is being forcefully vulnerable with my friends, my partner, my family, everyone around me, even a little bit with y'all, keeping my a little bit, okay? Because again, I believe that the point in being vulnerable is to do it and be it with those who genuinely care about you, because those people are going to give you the real, they're going to comfort you, they're going to give you advice if you need it, they're going to be there for those moments. And unfortunately, guys, when it comes to sharing yourself online, I cannot like control who the information gets to, and not everyone treats your vulnerability with care. So with that, you have to understand that there are still boundaries as far as how far that will go when it comes to what we talk about here on this channel. And I think that everyone can respect that. So yeah, I believe that those things are going to help with just kind of like my mental health and my overall being going into the new year. If you're comfortable with sharing, I would love to hear yours too. So now that we know exactly what we want to improve, our goals, etc., let's talk about little tools and things that can help us reach these goals. I'm gonna start with organization. You guys know I'm a digital planner girly. I love my digital planner down. I have her right here. Okay, so this is my iPad. If you're new to digital planning, digital journaling, it is essentially journaling and planning, but on your iPad. Saves paper. You can customize things a lot further to your liking. And yeah, I just personally love it. All you need is your iPencil and your iPad. I will link the ones that I have down below. I even got myself a new case and what is this? Screen protector for the new year because mine has been going through it, girl. Now, I do have a video all about digital planning on my channel already from last year. You can check it out here if you're interested in understanding like how this all works. I will also link my digital planner that I use down below. So the digital planner that I use is this planner. So this is the main page here that kind of tells you everything that's in the planner. I'll give you kind of a quick rundown of all of the features or some of the features so you can see if this is something that you'd be into. It's a one-time purchase. You download it on Etsy, super easy. So it has your yearly pages, so obviously like your yearly calendar, your yearly review, your yearly finance, and then it has like monthly vision boards for every single month. So those are really cool if you're like a vision board girly. Monthly trackers, monthly reviews, monthly finances. And then it has subcategories of different things like wellness, lifestyle, finance, and productivity. In these spaces, you can find kind of whatever you're looking for. Weekly self-care tab, skincare routine, the wheel of life, best version of myself, gratitude jar, weekly fitness plan, steps tracker, period tracker, a sleep tracker, mood tracker, medication tracker, all of the wellness stuff, girl. Like all of that is in the singular planner on your iPad. And what's really cool about this iPad is you also can like, say you get like a recipe on TikTok, you can copy the link for the TikTok and paste it into here so that whenever you're like, oh, I could have sworn I saved that, you can go to your meal idea list, click the link, it'll open directly up. Love digital planning. It's so cool. If you guys would like a little bit more information on how I digital plan, again, I do have a video from last year that I did. Going off of that, another really cool thing that I recently discovered within the last like 3 or 4 months is the Structured app. It is an app that you can get on your phone. This app lays out to where you can schedule your day to day. You can check it off as you go throughout your day digitally. It is so cool and it is so helpful. You can even put notifications on for the app to kind of notify you before things are due or before it's time to do things. It is such a helpful and cool app, especially if you're someone like me. I get like a high off of being like, oh, I checked another thing off of my list. What am I gonna do next? Like, it's just So exciting. Now let's move kind of more into like the mental health space with journaling. So earlier I mentioned that I really enjoy prompted journaling, which I also have on my iPad. I like the digital personally just better because you can save it forever without saving a bunch of books around. Some people love having the paper journals, whatever floats your boat. The journal that I'm going to show you is available digitally and paper. So whichever you prefer, and it is a Black owned business, so 100% would recommend that. So the journal that I chose for this year is the Better Everyday Journal from Inside Then Out. I will link it down below, the digital and hardback copy version. Just to kind of give you an idea of some of the prompts that you get, I find helps so much in self-discovery, and I'll kind of explain a little bit why in just a second. So the topics aren't even things that you think are so like deep or like, you know, for example, one of them is like, what motto do you live by, right? And I just wrote out a motto that I think really like aligns with me. But one of the prompts that really stuck out to me that made me realize why this was so good for me is, how would people describe you? And so I just started writing about how I think people would describe me, right? Like my friends and family. And then I stepped back and I read it and I was like, wow, everything on here is like relatively positive. And I know that you're probably gonna be like, okay. But something that I believe that I struggled with, like in my life, which also ties back into the whole, like, I don't talk to people about my feelings or my vulnerability, is essentially not feeling secure with my placement with people. Have you ever like hung out with people or hung out with your friends and then been like, oh my God, I was so annoying? Or have you ever just been talking and be like, am I being annoying? That like second guessing of yourself is insecurity. And whenever people hear the word insecurity, they always make it some negative, horrible thing, or like you hate the way you look or you hate yourself. It's not even like, it doesn't have to be all of that. But sometimes insecurity can be as small as not feeling secure within your place with your friends, family, and loved ones, or not feeling secure with your personality around people, or whatever the case may be, right? And that was something that I realized you definitely be feeling that way. Like you definitely got some insecurity going on about how people view you. So yeah, so it's like, why do you think that about yourself? And this prompt made me realize how much, or just an area that I've really kind of like fixed or healed a little bit, because everything now, while some of the characteristics aren't necessarily positive, I didn't brush them with a negative tone. Does that make sense? For example, one of them is, my family would describe me as sensitive. Well, yeah, like I am kind of sensitive with my family at sometimes for a multitude of reasons, but that's okay. It's not a negative thing. It's not a bad thing. It just is what it is, right? And just being able to like put that on paper on a topic so like that sounds so just regular, like how would people describe you? That doesn't sound like you're about to dig deep or go into anything serious, but prompts like this can expose you to things, in my opinion, that you didn't even really think about for yourself. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even think, even when I read the prompt, I didn't think about it that deep until I finished writing out my thoughts. And then I read them back to myself and I was like, oh, I hope that makes sense. I feel like for the people it makes sense too, it'll make sense. But this is the digital journal that I'm using right now. Next is my devotional that is paired with my Bible study. So like I said, I don't want to stick too long in this space. The devotional that I have for the month is Grace is Enough by Courtney Fidel. It is a Christian devotional to help women turn anxiety and insecurity into confidence. And I was like, oh, you're screaming at me. I think that so far, obviously I'm only like a couple of pages in because the month just started, but I think that it is really nice. I've never used a devotional before. I've only ever just done like Bible study, like on my own and just trying to like get into the word. But I think having something like this that's a bit more guided and directed towards specific issues is very helpful for someone trying to get deeper in their faith. And I know that it's shamed to kind of use your moments of weakness to call on God and not during positive moments. It's something everyone says, like, oh, you begging for God when things going wrong, but what about when things are going good? Where's God? And I understand that sentiment, but sometimes it takes those really low moments to bring people closer and to get them more connected. And if that is the way that starts your relationship and bond, that's fine, because from there you continue to build, continue to build, continue to build, if that makes sense. So anyways, this is the devotional that I am reading, and it is so far very good, very personable as well. There's also like read on passages, which I personally have been saving because unfortunately you will never not have moments of anxiety, or you will never not have moments of insecurity or moments of fear or just moments of anything, loneliness, like you name it, just bad feelings surrounded amongst some kind of topic. And what I found too is that this devotional gives like read on passages for said topics. So like if I'm looking just for some guidance around feeling lonely, it can point me to like different verses in the Bible to read that can help understand those feelings or alleviate some of those feelings or draw you to connection through those feelings in the Bible. So anyways, if you are a Bible girl, your Bible highlighters are going to be your best friend. These are highlighters that do not bleed through. I will link them down below from Amazon. And then I also wanted to tell y'all, because I got a lot of questions about the pens that I use, these are the best pens in the game, okay? I don't know what they put in these. These are the Zenith Fiover Star Traveler. I don't know, girl. I get them on Amazon. This is my second pack of these because I've ran through an entire pack. Probably lost some of them. But love these pens. They glide so good. They make your handwriting so pretty. And yeah. The last little like tip or thing to help in the mental health space that I have is the Headspace app. So remember I told you I'd be trying to meditate. So I downloaded the Headspace app to help me meditate. And if you're someone who is looking to meditate, looking to get into meditation, etc., I think that this is a really cool tool to use. It's guided meditation every day. It helps you understand how to meditate, how to get better at meditating. Again, meditation is not something that I find easy coming to me, at least. Maybe for some, it is not easy for me. But I do find that this is helping like keep me on track with it. And then the final little category I have is like fitness, ways to keep you on track of your fitness and things like that. I have a bunch of different apps that I've been using to help with different things, starting with the Runna app. I will plug that. That is what I've been using to help train for my marathon, as well as Strava. Everyone uses Strava. It's like peak running app. So Strava. The Nike app is also good for running if you are a Nike girly. All of those are very helpful when it comes to if you're into running. If you're a class girly, Pilates girly, ClassPass has been my best friend, especially since moving to new places. I don't know which Pilates classes I want to keep going to. I don't know which Pilates places to keep going to. So ClassPass lets me try a bunch of different places so that I can find a Pilates home. And it doesn't have to just be Pilates. You can do all kinds of classes on ClassPass. It is exactly as it says. ClassPass. And then other little like tidbits that I think you can apply to keep you on track with whatever your fitness goals may be are community things. So depending on what your fitness goal is, say it's running, run clubs are a really cool way to just kind of like get you in the motion of running. I personally am not a run club girl. It's not my cup of tea. However, I can definitely see why it can be extremely helpful and appealing for a lot of people. As well as, one thing about it, girl, you got a cute workout set. You're going to want to put it on and you're going to want to use it. So get you a nice, cute workout set that you can use for your workouts. It'll make you feel really, really good. Other like little things that I plan to do or implement in the new year are just kind of like building hobbies, being creative, and just really taking time for myself. My whole theme of 2025 for me is self-development or improvement, which I think for everybody that's always a running theme, but with enjoyment. I am self-improving for the goal of enjoyment of my life, because what I have found is that the things that I have trouble with cause me distress in life. So we're nipping that in the bud. There is no need or room for unnecessary stresses in 2025. So yeah, you guys, that is it for my little 2024 wrapped plus like my goals and your goals and things that we can use and do to like achieve those things kind of video. I don't know what I'm titling this just yet, but yeah. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too long and I hope it didn't bore you, but I'm excited to see what the new year has in store for us. And let's buckle up for this ride because it already started crazy, girl. I started the year going skydiving. See that in the next video. Bye.